Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial video by me, that's Crochet Guy. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your own cute mini bra bag. So I saw lots of comments from you saying you would like to make something like this for your kids or whoever. So in this video, I'll be showing you how to make this. And as usual, this is easy, simple, and straightforward to do. And if you want to make something way bigger for yourself, I have the pattern on my website. So if you like to support me, I'll really appreciate that. And for this bag, I also kind of made it a bit bigger compared to the other minis I've made because I wanted it to be useful for you at least. So compared to the other mini bags I've made, like this one, the skirt mini bag, and the tote mini bag, and the Ashton mini bag, I made these ones way tiny and way petite. But for this one, I wanted to make it something bigger for you guys so it would be at least useful because the ones I made earlier on, I'm using those ones for something else which you get to see soon. So without much further ado, if that was correct, let's get straight into the video. For this project, we'll be using just one ball of yarn. So this is the Lion Brand Feels Like Butter yarn. We just need one of this. We'll be using a 4mm crochet hook. We'll be using our yarning needles, scissors, and small chains. So I got this off of Temu. You can find this on Temu, Amazon, just a roll of small chains like this. We'll start off by making 10 chains. And after making our 10 chains, we'll work single crochets going back into each and all of the 10 chains till we finish up row 1. So for how I count, for me, this is row 0.5. And then when I walk from here going back, this is row 1. If you don't understand how I count, I will link the video showing how I count. So it's easier for you to understand when I say row 1, row 1.5, or row 3.5 and stuff like that. So I'm just going to make single crochets going back into each and every stitch till we finish up this row 1. At the end of row 1, this is what we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 stitches. So now for row 1.5, into the first stitch here, we're going to make 2 single crochet increases. So we'll make the first single crochet, and we'll make the second single crochet into this same stitch. So we just made a 2 single crochet increase. Now we have 2 single crochets in this first stitch. Then for the rest of the stitches, for this row 1.5, we're just going to make 1 single crochet into each of them. So into this one, we'll make a single crochet. Into the next one, single crochet. The one after that, single crochet, and we'll do this till we get to the end of the row. So this is what we have at the end of row 1.5. We just worked from here to here, made 2 single crochets here, and then single crochet into each and everything. Now when I chain 1 and turn my work to start row 2, for row 2, I'm just going to make single crochets into all of them. So now as row 2, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 stitches. So into these 11 stitches, we're just going to make single crochets into all of them. So I just finished row 2. If I turn my work, you can see now we have 2 rows, 1, 2. So I'll chain 1 and start row 2.5. Now for row 2.5, into the first stitch again, we're going to make 2 single crochet increases. So into this first stitch, we'll make the first single crochet. Into that same stitch, we'll make the second single crochet. Then now before we start working, we're going to get a stitch marker, and then laying our work flat. From the left side, we're going to count 5 stitches from the left side. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the 5th stitch, we'll put our stitch marker there. So now we are going to continue making single crochets till we get to where we have our stitch marker. So we made the first 2 single crochets into the first stitch. Into the next stitch, we just make 1 single crochet. The one after that as well, 1 single crochet. And we'll keep working single crochets till we get to the stitch marker. Now at the stitch marker, we are going to make 2 single crochets into where we have this stitch marker. So once I take out my stitch marker, into that stitch, I'll make the first single crochet. Into the same stitch, make the second single crochet. Then I'll continue making single crochets into each and every stitch till I get to the end of row 2.5. So this is what I have at the end of row 2.5. For row 3, we'll just chain 1 and turn and make single crochets into all of them. So I just finished row 3. This is what I have, 1, 2, 3 rows. Now I'll chain 1, turn my work, and now we're about to start row 3.5. For row 3.5, what we're going to do, we're going to make single crochets into everything till the 6th row. So same thing we did for row 2.5. Let me just make the first single crochet into this one. Okay. Now same thing we did for row 2.5. For row 3.5, we are going to count 6 from the left. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into the 6th one, I'll put my stitch marker. And then we are going to make single crochets into every stitch till we get to where we have the stitch marker. And in the stitch marker, we are going to make 3 single crochets into this one. For row 2.5, at the 5th, we made 2 single crochet increases. But for row 3.5, into the 6th spot, we are going to make 3 single crochet increases. So I'm just going to make my single crochets till I get to that point. And don't forget, I didn't make an increase at the beginning of row 3.5 here. So I just go to where I have my stitch marker. Now I'll take out the stitch marker, and into that stitch I'm going to make 3 single crochets into this stitch. So I'll make the first single crochet, second single crochet, and the third single crochet into that same stitch. Then I'll continue making my single crochets as usual till I get to the end of the row. And at the end of the row, this is what I have. So I'll chain 1 now and turn, about to start row 4. For row 4, we're just going to make single crochets into every stitch. At the end of row 4, this is what I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to chain my work and turn, about to start row 4.5. So into the first one, I'll just make my first single crochet. Then the same thing we did for row 3.5, we are going to repeat it again. So now for row 4.5, we're going to count 7 stitches from the left and put our stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Into the 7th one here, I'll put my stitch marker. And then as usual, we are going to make single crochets into every stitch till we get to the stitch marker. And when I get to the stitch marker, I'll make 3 single crochet increases just like we did for row 3.5 into where we have the stitch marker. As usual, where we have the stitch marker for row 4.5, I'll take out the stitch marker and make 3 single crochet increases in this same stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. Then I'll continue making my single crochets as usual till I get to the end of row 4.5. Now I just go to the end of row 4.5. This is what my work looks like. For row 5, as usual, chain 1 and turn. I'm just going to make single crochets into each and every stitch for row 5. So I just finished row 5 and I already chained 1 and turned my work. So this is what my 5 rows look like now. Now for row 5.5, in the beginning stitches, we are going to make a 2 single crochet decrease. So into this first stitch, I'll put my hook in, pull up, while I have 2 on my hook. Into the second stitch, I'll go into that one, pull up, now I have 3, and I'll pull through all of them. So I just reduced these 2 single crochets into 1 single crochet. So we just made a 2 single crochet decrease. Now for the rest of row 5.5, we're just going to work single crochets into each of them till we get to the end of this row 5.5. So I just go to the end of row 5.5 and this is what we have. So for row 5.5, we just made 2 single crochet decreases here and then worked single crochets till the end of the row. Now for row 6, once I chain my work and turn, to start row 6, we are going to make 3 single crochet decreases. So this first 3 single crochet, the same way we did the 2 single crochet decreases for row 5.5 here, we are going to make 3 single crochet decreases for row 6 now. So into the first stitch, I'll go in, pull up, into the second stitch, go in, pull up, and into the third stitch, go in, pull up, then pull through all of them. So I just made a 3 single crochet decrease. I can repeat that. So like I said, to make the 3 single crochet decreases, we're going to decrease 1, 2, 3 single crochets into 1 stitch. So I'll go into the first one, pull up, go into the second one, pull up, go into the third one, pull up. I'll have 4 on my hook now. Then I'll put through all of them. Now I just decrease these 3 into 1 single crochet. Then for the rest of row 6, we're just going to make single crochets into every stitch. So at the end of row 6, this is what we have. I'm just going to chain 1 and turn my work. Now from the front, you can see that we have 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is what our work is starting to look like. And when you place it down and kind of like try to straighten this base side, that's when you see the shape that we are going for. So it looks like this. Now for row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For row 6.5, into the first 2, we are going to make 2 single crochet decreases. So go into the first one, pull up, go into the second one, pull up, then pull through all of them. So for row 6.5, into the first 2 stitches, we are going to make 2 single crochet decreases. Then we'll work our normal single crochets till we have 3 stitches left on this side. So I'll work single crochets into every stitch till we have 3 stitches left. Okay, I just worked single crochets into each and everything, and now I have 3 stitches left. So I have 1, 2, 3. Now into these 3 stitches, we are going to make 3 single crochet decreases again. So we'll go into the first one, pull up, go into the second one, pull up, and go into the third one, pull up, then we'll pull through all of them. So we just reduced all of them into 1 single crochet. So we just finished row 6.5. Now for row 7, we'll chain 1 and turn. And the same thing we did before. For row 7 now, we are going to make 3 single crochet decreases to start. So into the first one again, pull up, second one, pull up, third one, pull up, then pull through all of them. So for row 7, we just made 3 single crochet decreases. Then we'll continue making single crochets into each and every stitch till we get to the end of row 7. So I just finished row 7, and this is what I have. So I'll chain 1 and turn. And now for row 7.5, the same thing we did before, we are going to make 2 single crochet decreases into the first 2. So into the first 2, we'll make 2 single crochet decreases. Reduce the first 2 stitches into 1 single crochet, which is what I just did. Then we'll work single crochets again till we have 3 stitches left on this left side. So we'll work our single crochets till we have 3 stitches left. So now I have 3 stitches left on the left side. So 1, 2, 3. And into these 3 stitches, we are going to reduce them into 1 single crochet. So 3 single crochet decreases again. 1, 2, and 3, and decrease all of them. So this is what we have at the end of row 7.5. Now for row 8, we'll chain 1 and turn, and into the first 3 single crochets, we are going to decrease them again into 1 single crochet. So go into the first one, pull up, go into the second one, pull up, go into the third one, pull up, then decrease all of them into 1 single crochet. Then just make our single crochets till we get to the end of the row. So this is the end of row 8. So now when I turn it to the front, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So row 8 will be our last row. You can then cut this off. So this is what our work looks like now. Now when you lay it flat, try to like shape it or bend it to make this part straight. You see that we have the bra shape we are going for. So everything we just did now, we are going to do this 2 times. So this is my second one. Normally I would have said everything we did here, mirror it to the other side. But I understand that it might be easier for most people to do it this way. So everything we just did now, do it 2 times. Then for the second one, you can just like push it out, basically. And you then have your left and your right sides. So it will look something like this. So the left side looks like this and the right side looks like this. If you want it to be more how should I say, to be more symmetric, you can, like everything we did for this one, each time I say increase on this side, you increase on this side, and each time I say increase on this side, you increase on this side. Basically just mirror what we have here to the other side. But if that would be not easy for you to do, you can just do the same thing twice, and then for one of them just push it out, and then you have the two sides of the bra. For the next part, we'll start by chaining 10 again. So these are my 10 chains. I'm going to work single crochets into each and all of them, going back for row 1. I just got to the end of row 1. I'll chain 1 and turn my work. Now we're about to start row 1.5. For row 1.5, into this first stitch, we are going to make a 2 single crochet increase. So into the first stitch, we'll make our first single crochet, and into that same stitch, we'll make our second single crochet. So we just did 2 single crochet increase. Then into the remaining 9 stitches, we'll just work 1 single crochet into each of them. I just got to the end of row 1.5. Now when I chain my work, I'm about to start row 2. For row 2, we're just going to make single crochets into every stitch. And now I just got to the end of row 2. So I turn my work to the front. You can see we have 2 rows. Now I'll chain 1, and now I'm about to start row 2.5. For row 2.5, the same thing we did for row 1.5. We are going to make a 2 single crochet increase into the first stitch, then single crochet into the rest. So into the first stitch, we'll make 2 single crochets. So this is my first single crochet, and this is my second single crochet. Then into the remaining stitches, we'll just make a single crochet like normal. I just got to the end of row 2.5. So this is what I have. Now when I chain 1 and turn my work, I'm about to start row 3. So now for row 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, and row 5, we're just going to make single crochets into everything. So we're just going to keep on working single crochets into each and every stitch till we get to row 5.5. Then I'll show you what to do from there. Okay, so I just finished row 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm about to start row 5.5. Now for row 5.5, we are going to start by making 2 single crochet decreases. So the first 2 stitches will decrease them into 1 single crochet. So go into the first one, pull up, go into the second one, pull up, we'll have 3, then pull through all of them. So we'll just decrease these 2 into 1 single crochet. After doing that, we'll then make single crochets into the next 3 stitches. So into the first stitch after the one we just worked, which is the second stitch, we'll make the first single crochet. Then into the next one, we'll make the second single crochet, and into the third one, we'll make the third single crochet. So the first 2 stitches, we reduce them into 1, which gave us our first stitch. Then the third stitch was where we put our first single crochet, the fourth stitch, our second single crochet, and the fifth stitch, our third single crochet. So we just finished row 5.5. We'll then chain 1 and turn for row 6. For row 6, we're just going to make single crochets into all 4 stitches that we have. So now you should have 4 stitches. The first one, which is the 2 we reduced, then the remaining 3. So 1, 2, 3. So for row 6, we'll just work single crochets into everything. And now at the end of row 6, this is what we have. We'll chain 1 and turn. About to start row 6.5. For row 6.5, the first 2 stitches will make our 2 single crochet decrease. So we'll go into the first one, go into the second one, then pull through all of them. So we just made 2 single crochet decreases. They will make single crochets into the remaining 2. So 1 and 2. And we just finished row 6.5. We'll chain 1 and turn. And for row 7, we'll just make single crochets into the 3 that we have. So 1, 2, and 3. For row 7.5 again, we'll repeat the same thing. 2 single crochet decreases for the first 2. So 1, 2, and pull through all of them. Then the last one, we'll just make a single crochet. So now we have 2 left. We chain 1 and turn. And the one we just finished now was row 7.5. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5 that we just did now. And then for row 8, we just have 2 stitches left. So we'll just make single crochets into both of them. So this is the first single crochet, and this is the second single crochet, and we'll end it here. So this is going to be the end for this one. So you have 8 stitches, or rather 8 rows. So this is what it looks like. And for this one as well, we are going to make 2. So 2 of the exact same thing. One is going to face this way, while the other one, you turn it this way. So it's going to look like this. Then after this one, the last thing we are going to make is the base and the sides, which is this one. So for this one, all you need to do is chain 50 and work single crochets till you have 2.5 rows. So we chain 50, then we have first row, second row, and 0.5 rows. So we have 2.5 rows here. So this is what we have. So by now you should have these 2 for the back, the 2 that we worked earlier on for the front, these 2, and then the base and the sides, because this one will serve as the base and the sides. Now, the reason why this is 50 is because if you can remember when we worked this one and when we worked this one, we chained 10. So 10 plus 10, we have 20. And then for this one we worked now, because this one is 8 rows, same thing like this one. This one is also 8 rows. If you count the sides here, so if I put this down, if you count the sides here, starting from the top here, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we have 15 on this side. Same thing we have on this side. So 15, 15, 30, plus 20, 50, which is why this is 50. Now I'm telling you this because when we are joining it, we need to make sure that we join it accordingly. So since we have 15 on this side, when we start stitching this one to this one, we're going to make sure that as we are joining it, let me hold it this way. As we're joining it, each stitch here matches up with this one. So we have this stitch, or rather, let me call it this opening. So we have this opening, this opening, this opening, this opening. So when we are joining it, each opening is going to match. I'll still do that with you so you understand what I mean. But for now that we have everything, all we are going to do is we're going to stitch these 2 back panels and stitch these 2 front panels. So starting with the back panels, to stitch them together, we're going to stitch them and make sure that they align. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And we also have, if you look at it from this side, we also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And they'll have the same number of openings. So as this one has this top opening here, this one also have a corresponding top opening on this other side. If you look here, you see it's still the same thing here. So I'm basically going to join the 2 backs that we have. So starting with this one, just going to do it this way. So depending on how you stitch, for me, what I normally do sometimes, I kind of like, when I pass it this way, I'll then tie this up. And when I tie it up this way, I can then start stitching it down. So I'm basically just going in and coming out. So as I have this tied, and like I said, everything needs to match. So the first one I joined was the top. The second one is going to be on this line here. So if I go in on this one, I'm going to make sure when I look at the back, if you see, for the front, I'm going in on this line. For the back, I need to join it and make sure it matches with this one. That's why I say they have the same number of openings. So if I go in on this side, at the back, I need to make sure I'm going in here as well. So which is this, I'm going in here. So they are kind of like symmetrical. So I'll join that one. The next one after that one is going to be this midpoint here. Let me shift this out of the way. So I did the first one, which is the top, the second one, which is here. The third one is going to be this midpoint, and this midpoint matches with this one. So you can see it's basically just straightforward. I'm stitching here, then coming out on this side. So after this midpoint and this midpoint, the next one is going to be here and here. So I'll look at it at the back. Just make sure you look at it at the back. Don't forget we flipped it over. So as I'm looking at this one, I'm making sure that it's the same thing with the one at the back. So we are currently here. So the one at the back is going to be this one. So I'll go in here and then stitch. So this is what it's looking like. So I'm just going to continue doing this till I get to the bottom. Same thing I'm going to do for this one. When I'm holding this one, I'll stitch the same way, starting from the bottom. I'll stitch and get up to row 5. Same thing I have for this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll stop at row 5. So the same thing I did, or the same thing I'm doing for this one, is the same thing I'm also going to do for this one. So I'll stitch both of them, continue stitching both of them, and then show you what next to do. After stitching both of them, this is what we have. This is what our front panel looks like. So from row 1 to 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just added one more here. So same thing we did for this one. So this was the one we started with. So we finished stitching it and we stitched the front. So this is our front panel and this is our back panel. Now all that is left to do is to join the side panel. So the side panel that we did, if you remember, I told you this is 50 and we're going to join it accordingly. So for this one, we'll start with 1. So you can choose to start with the back, then when we are done, we'll add the front. Or you can start with the front, then when we are done, we'll add the back. So let's start with the front. So like I said, on this side we have 15, this side we have 15, and the bottom we have 20. When we are joining, we need to make sure that we are joining each of them to the correct one. So if I'm starting from with the front, I'm going to start here. So this is the first one here. When I go in here, I need to make sure I come out of the first one on this side. So 1, 1, and I'll stitch these two together. I'm just going to go in again to kind of like seal it off. And now this was the first one. Now for the second one, this is the second stitch here. When I go in here, I need to come out into the second stitch on this side as well. The same thing we did when we joined both of them together. So the same thing that we are doing. For the third one, I'll go in here and I'll look at the front. If you are not used to joining, I'm doing this because I'm already used to doing something like this. But if you're not used to doing something like this, whenever you go into whatever number that is here, for example, this is the third one, you can like look at the front and make sure that you're in the correct spot. So if I look, I can see that this is the first one, this is the second one, and now this is the third one. So as I'm going into the third one from the back, I'm coming out at the correct one on the front. So I'll stitch them together. And I'll just keep on doing this till I get to this end. So if you do it properly, you get to this end, no problems. So I've gone into the third one. Then the fourth one, I'll go in. This is the fourth one. I'll stitch it. The fifth one, I'll go in. This is the fifth one. And at the front, this is the fifth one here. The sixth one, I'll go in. This is the sixth one. When I turn to the front, this is the sixth one here. And in a way, when you're holding it this way, it kind of like matches up. So it makes it easier for you as well. Then the next one, this one, and at the front, it's this one. So this is basically all I'm doing. So when I open it this way, this is how it looks. So this is basically all I'm going to do, going around till I get to this place. And when I finish the same exact thing I just did, I'll do it with this one at the back as well. So when I finish this one at the front, I'll hold this one at the back this way, hold both of them this way, and then go into the first one here, the first one here, the second one here, the second one here, and I'll go around that way till I get to this end. So I'm going to finish the front like I showed you now, and I'll also do the back. Then I'll show you the final thing we need to do. After joining all the sides, this is what you should have. So I joined this side like I showed you, and the same thing I did for this one. I started on the back and joined this way. You can go this way or this way. However, as long as everything matches how I told you it should match, your bag should look like this. The final thing will be to add the handles. Now for the handles, It depends on what you want to do. Like I have this stuff here. This is basically just I chained 7 and worked 1.5 rows. So this, you can make 2 of this and put it on each side of the bag. So this is the side of the bag. You can work something like this and then kind of like attach it here, fold it in half this way, and then kind of like put it here. So when you put it this way and you attach it to this side, you can then pass whatever chain or whatever you want to into this handle. So it will look something like this. Now, I didn't opt for doing this. I rather just attached my chain directly on the bag. So this is what it looks like on the inside. So I just put my chain here and I stitch it to this side. And this is basically all. So this is the final bag. And this is what it looks like. So if your bag is looking kind of like weird, you can adjust it and make sure it looks all right and everything like pops out. So this is the final bag. If you watched up to this point, thank you for watching and supporting my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.